Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome to our first ever Obsidian Armor Warfare dev stream. Glad to have you guys with us here today or tonight, depending on where you are situated at. Got a lot of stuff to go through today. Of course, patch point 12 came out today, our sort of Christmas slash holiday patch. Lovely things to show you guys in the patch, and we're going to also be speaking with several developers. One of them right now to my right, about some of the major feature changes that we have implemented in this patch 12. So, to get us all kicked off and started here, I'm going to introduce myself. I am Michael Dunaway, otherwise known as Spunky on the forums. I'm the community manager here at Armored Warfare / Obsidian, working on here with you guys and bringing you guys the latest information. To my right, we have Charles Staples, which is one of the senior designers here at Obsidian.
How y'all doing?
Charles, how are you doing?
Good. Good.
Great to have you.
Yeah,
You ready for the stream?
Oh yes, definitely.
Oh boy. Okay. Charles is actually responsible for several of the key features that we've implemented in point 12. He's done a lot of the work on the camo changes as well as the new tank destroyer TD ability, the gun suppression ability. And so I brought him on here to talk a little bit about those and what players can expect from them, as well as what we can expect in the future out of those systems as well. If you look here, we actually have, just went all into preview mode here. Go ahead and jump into the garage if we can here. In the garage, we're taking a look at some of the sort of holiday festivity changes that we've added for point 12. If you notice, if you've logged in today, we've got a new garage skin going on, our holiday garage. There's all these awesome presents and, just festive sort of ornaments, if you will. Everything's showing up good. You can check it right here. Yeah. Oh, yeah, perfect. Awesome. So we've got the holiday garage, some awesome holiday festive music. Some of you may have heard that as you were listening to the stream begin. Kudos to our audio designer, Justin, for coming up with that music. I seem to be seeing a lot of players on the forums really enjoying that. I think a lot of players on the Twitch stream are enjoying it as well. The garage is pretty awesome, so you can see it from inside when you're looking at your tanks. You can also see it from the base screen as well, like Charles just showed you guys off there. And that'll be persisting throughout the rest of December, and I believe most of January until our next patch. So enjoy that while it lasts. We've also introduced our ICE vehicles, we're calling them. Those are new premium vehicles that are actually reskins of some of the progression vehicles that are in the normal lines. These vehicles are fully upgraded, so they have all the upgrades that you would normally progress and get those through your natural progression. And they have their crews maxed out at level 5 as well, so you instantly have access to all those abilities. They've also been given the premium treatment, meaning that they get their normal boost like other premium vehicles, and they get an awesome wicked skin applied to them as well, which Charles can show off some of those here. It's got this nice sort of black and white pattern with a nice red stripe and polar bear to just signal the incoming festivities and the winter months. So we've got several vehicles that actually have this applied to them. There's the Object 430, the OF40, the M60A3, the T72, and the Leopard 2AV. Those are all available for purchase right now. You can go to the Armor Warfare website and purchase those individually or as a pack. We also offer a 50% booster that you can get that lasts for about a week. And then a big guns collection as well, which has all the ICE vehicles, the Merc vehicles, and both Collector's Edition vehicles. And that's available from December 22nd. So starting on December 22nd, you guys are going to be able to get that as well. There's also a lot of cool festive things happening in December. I wanted to sort of detail a little bit of that before we got into some of the gameplay changes. So we've got some awesome events going on right now from the 4th of December to the 3rd of January. If you guys log in and play, you'll receive a 200% reputation bonus for your first victory of the day on each vehicle. So if you want to grind up some additional rep, you can go ahead and play each of your vehicles there for a 200 rep bonus, which is pretty awesome. There may be more events and details to come, so definitely stay tuned to the Armor Warfare website for those as they get announced. There's also a first North American Winter Cup, a competitive Winter Cup going on that players are hosting and that my.com has been so gracious enough to sort of sponsor. That starts actually, I believe, this Saturday. It's a 10 versus 10 best of 3 single elimination tournament. And the first place wins 15 premium tank packs, which are the ICE tank packs. Second place gets 3 tanks out of that mystery tank pack, and then third place gets 2 tanks. That starts the 19th, so tomorrow at 3 p.m. Eastern time, and it goes throughout the whole day. And you guys will be able to find out more information. We'll drop the link in the Twitch chat. You guys can go check that out. I believe they're going to be streaming that as well. So if you want to see some of the competitive side, see how players are sort of coming up with the current meta for Armor Warfare, you can definitely check that out. Get all the details for that, and see some good games there from some professional Armor Warfare players as that sort of emerges. So really excited to see how that go. I'm really stoked for that. Before we get into the meat of this live stream, I wanted to go ahead and give something back to you. It is the holiday spirit, and I wanted to be really kind with you guys as players. So we're going to be giving out some ice packs all throughout this stream here. I think we have like 5 packs to give out. So we're going to be giving out 5 different packs there throughout the stream. Definitely make sure that you stay tuned for each of those. We're going to give out one right now just to kick everything off. So all you have to do to be eligible to win that is just say something in the chat. And then over the course, I think in the next 30 seconds or so, we'll pick one of you randomly from the chat, and we'll go ahead and send you a code, and that will unlock all those ice tanks for you to get. So while we're doing that, while we're waiting for the winner to be selected, we're going to go ahead and jump into a custom match, me and Charles here. To show off the first thing that we're going to do with the point 12, there's a lot of big changes in point 12. And one of the biggest ones is probably the new progressive camo change. So before, camo was much more of like a binary mechanic, I guess you could say. When you shot, you lost a set amount of camo. And then when you drove, you lost a set amount of camo, dependent, I believe, on your class. Now that's sort of changed into more progressive. It sort of is granular, and we wanted to show that off in a custom match here just to get you guys an idea of how that works and how that gameplay will change, hopefully, in the matches and how you actually formulate your plan. So I'm going to go ahead and just create a quick custom match here and invite Charles into it. 1 second here. Charles, while I'm doing this, why don't you go ahead and sort of elaborate more on sort of the mentality behind why we wanted to make these changes to the camo.
Well, the big thing was, based off of a lot of the feedback that we got from you guys, we wanted to improve our camo and spotting system, make it a little bit more intuitive, but also to address the issues of, some of the camping issues that we had. So, so with the progressive camo, now instead of it being a binary on and off, all of the things that have camo penalties now accrue and degrade over time, and also shot penalties also degrade over distance as well. We hope that's a little bit more intuitive, just by like, okay, well, if I just move my vehicle a little bit, instead of getting a full penalty, I only get a small penalty. But if I drive for an extended period of time, I've built up to a full penalty, and I'm easier to see.
Invited you in there, so you could see that invite. Now, does that actually, is it different for each vehicle, like each vehicle type rather? So like TDs versus MBTs and AFVs, for example?
Right now, movement penalties are global and are the same as they were before. The only thing we changed for movement penalties was based off of the vehicle class and horsepower of the vehicle. We have different decay rates and growth rates.
Okay.
So lighter vehicles will have probably a slower camo penalty, or a slower growth of their camo penalty, and a faster decay than some of the heavier vehicles.
Okay, and then I know, let's go ahead and ready up and launch this game. I know that we specifically were keeping in mind things like AFVs and they having autocannons. How does that work if you're in a autocannon based class and you sort of shoot a couple of shots? Because before you lost a lot of your camo immediately.
Yeah, for autocannons, previously, as soon as you fired the first shot, you would get the full penalty, and that would persist for the duration of your shot, and then for a small window of time after that. Now, each individual shot of that autocannon fire builds up a small amount and will decay slowly individually. But to get to the previous value that you were at before, it's going to take probably about half of your clip to get there. So if AFVs are doing small burst fires, they'll be a lot less stealthy than they were previously.
Nice. A lot more stealthy if they're doing burst fire?
Yes.
A lot more stealthy.
More stealthy. You can quote me on that.
Yeah. All right. So we're loading in here. Pulled up pipeline. So what we're going to do basically is I'm just going to drive out to about the middle of the map, and Charles is going to drive out as well and sort of show you some of the progressive camo penalties as he continues to drive and as he shoots. And also a good opportunity to show off the new TD ability as well, the suppressive fire ability. Charles, as we sort of get in position here, can you kind of explain? We see that new icon there. It sort of looks like an eye. How does that work, and what sort of new gameplay does that involve?
Well, the new tank destroyer class ability is called gun suppression, and what this does is it basically kind of puts a silencer on your cannon. While it's active, you take a severely reduced camouflage penalty for shooting. So instead of like shooting and having the huge penalty since you have a big gun on the tank destroyer, you take a much smaller penalty while it's active. There are a few limits on it. You have to be stationary before it's ready. And then while the ability is active, you still need to stay stationary for it to continue to be valid.
I want to make sure that I don't spot you, so you can. So I'm gonna drive out here. Oh, looks like I spotted you, so I'm gonna pull just out of your range since I am a MBT. Should have a little bit more. Okay, there we go. Myself. All these sloping hills makes it a little bit more difficult, but all right. So it should just be. Still see me? Yeah, you still see me.
I can still.
Okay.
Except for you're gonna go by.
Yeah, let me see if I can pull myself up here to an extent. So how does the ability, you have to be stationary to use it? Like, what's the cooldown of it currently?
Well, so you have to be stationary, and then the icon, if you look at the screen real quick, will gray out if you can't use it, and then when it's valid, it'll change color.
All right, so I know I'm spotted now. I don't see you. You're within spotting range of me. And previously, if you were to fire at me right now, I believe I would be able to spot you because you're cam.
Right now.
No, let's try it. Okay, do it.
All right, so just one shot, I lose a very large penalty. And
yeah, and I can now see you. Like, hey, there we go. Boom, there's a shot. Damaged. You're screwed. Bad things happened.
Yes.
Okay, so I'll wait for you to disappear here off my screen. So now I don't see you anymore, but you can still see me.
Yes.
So you see that the progressive camo there, you sort of gradually gain that back after that shot. So one thing is that I remember you were saying that we wanted to make sure this ability sort of promoted movement to some degree. So you sort of regain that camo if you move from spot to spot and you don't shoot as much in one area.
Yeah. So ideally, if a player is shooting repeatedly from a single location as fast as possible without moving, they're more than likely going to get spotted eventually. However, if you shoot once or twice, move, relocate, find another position, you're going to be far more stealthy and less likely to be spotted.
Awesome, great. Now, before we use your ability, I just wanted to quickly announce the winner here of the first ice pack. That winner goes to... You have numbers in your name, so I don't really know how to pronounce it. It's M4RT3L. Congratulations, M4RTEL. Martel. That's your name. Martel, congratulations there. You've won your ice pack. That will be sent to you in a Twitch private message, so congrats to you. And look forward to that as we continue this stream. We'll have more, of course, to give out. We'll be giving them out as we go throughout the stream all the way till the end. Still got 4 more packs to go, so we'll be probably giving them out after each sort of match. We're going to play some matches in the public, both in PvE and PvP, because there's also some PvE changes we want to talk about. So congratulations, Martel, and we'll look forward to giving out more. So, all right, now you're going to use your suppression ability here. And the suppression ability, when you use it, is it just a one-time effect, or do you use it multiple times? Or?
So as soon as you activate it, the reticle will change. You have a small duration, which is slightly longer than your reloads, to fire, and then you get multiple shots. You get up to 3 shots.
Yeah, I don't see you.
And each shot still has a penalty to it, but it's a lot less than the previous penalty without the ability on.
And finally, I see you after the 3rd shot there. So it took 3 shots there. I mean, of course, I'm not moving currently, but after 3 shots, I finally am able to spot him, essentially, and he actually shows up on the map. Previously, it only took 1 shot. So that's the intended purpose of the ability there, and it's meant so that TDs can sort of fire from the same position multiple times, and then sort of like encourages them after that point to maybe reposition and find a different spot there to try to snipe it again.
And one of the cool things about the progressive camo stuff is now, if you look at
oh, you're welcome.
If you look at the camo bar for the Centauro here, now if I move just a little bit, I don't really take any penalty. Previously, I would have my full penalty just for moving a little bit.
Okay.
This allows people to like peek up over ridges without taking the full camo penalty and do small movements without getting spotted and still be able to get into a good position to spot enemies back.
Okay. Well, that's great. So we've got that now, and it's at a minute cooldown currently, so you
Yeah.
can use it once every minute there. Let's go ahead and show it off in a live environment here. Oh, I missed you there. I was hoping I could get a shot off you. I'll try to move around really quick. Oh, it got me there. Blow my turret off there. So let's go ahead and show this off in a live environment with some real players there, and hopefully we can show it how it works in live. Now I wanted to, as we get back here to the garage, I wanted to quickly just talk about the current state of the ability. So we've introduced it as it is now. We have seen some of your early feedback, some of the players' early feedback about the ability on the forums. And I just wanted to quickly talk about, is this sort of like the final version that we're going to have for this ability?
Oh, no. Yeah, so we have this initial version in. We've already seen some good feedback on it. But I mean, we're always looking at community feedback, and we always love to hear what you guys have to say. So we already have seen some of the initial comments. We'll be watching telemetry data, and we will be improving things and making modifications.
Awesome.
We already have some changes in the works that we're testing internally, and we'll see those probably go live relatively soon.
Great. So I've gone ahead and invited you to a platoon here. I'm going to be sporting the Leopard 2AV Ice, which is one of the awesome ice skins that we have available here. I'll go ahead and ready up here. You're going to be doing the B1 Centauro, which is nice here. Doing the is it upgraded B1 or no?
Oh no, I think I've upgraded a little bit on it, but
just a little bit, yeah. I
got smoke grenades.
Oh yeah, there we go.
Stock plus smoke.
You're ready. You can do the ERA applique armor and some other ammo upgrades as well. But we'll get into a match here first and see how we do here. Going ahead and doing some T6 gameplay. Joining the match already here. So yeah, we have those changes here for both camo and for the TD suppression ability are some of the first changes we wanted to make to open up the gameplay a little bit more, make it a little bit more not as binary as it is now, where as soon as you shoot or as soon as you're spotted, everyone can sort of see you. We wanted to make it a little bit harder for people to spot you if you're just trying to reposition a little bit, or you're firing in short bursts from like more of your larger sort of vision range, if you will, because previously, even if you're on that ridge, you gain, or you lose, I should say, a large portion of your camo doing that. So let's see here. All right. So just keep in mind, after this match is over, we want to make sure that you guys say something in chat to be eligible for your ice pack, or rather to be eligible to win an ice pack. That is sort of like the only stipulation. So as soon as this match is over, we'll give away another one of those ice packs to you guys. You guys can check out these sweet tanks. You're there with another B1 Centauro, which is awesome. Nice. Hopefully I can drive. Where are you on the map here? Oh, there you are behind me. I'll drive next to you so you can see my ice tank. I think I'm the only ice tank in it. Over here for you. Cool. I'm coming to you. You can see it. Zoom in there and take a look. So you're going to go over the right-hand side. Me being the MVT, I'm going to try to go straight up the middle here. Got another MBT 70 behind you, buddy. You can check out the skin here in action. It's pretty swanky, and these are just your progress. Like as I said, they're typical progression vehicles. They have the premium status applied to them, and they're not more powerful or anything than the ones that you can unlock naturally through natural gameplay. It's merely just having all those unlocks and the crew skills automatically unlock. So it's just something to look forward to. All right, not too many people up in your middle. Are you gonna support me from behind as I move up here?
Like a good tank destroyer should.
Yes, awesome. There's a nice little ridge there you can step up on. Lost an MBT 70 already, but it's all right. Like do. Up on here on this ridge. All right. Got a T80 here. I'll try to support. Got a Terminator to my right here. Looks like they're doing a heavy push to the right. I'm gonna try to do a little bit of flanking here, help support my T80 real quickly here. He's taking some shots. Oop. Got illuminated. What do they got? What's the enemy running? They're running a Palmaria. Bradley coming up behind us here. Oh, hey Bradley. Boom, got him. He's out. Ooh, I took a nasty hit there from MPT 70. Major damage there to my engine. Crack damage as well. We're good here. 192 from the Palmaria as well. See if we can move up here to the right-hand side. Got a good vantage point here. Got 400 damage there on the MBT-70. Tracked them, which is nice. Looks like they're trying to make a little bit of a flank. Terminator to the right-hand side. Terminator down as well. Nice. So we're coming back. 10-11 here. Close game. Pushing up here. Let's see if we can go for that Palmaria. I know he's out there all alone. And we just punch right through the middle here. See if we can actually flank them from behind. 9-11. We can come back from this.
Yeah.
I'll cover you to the... You're going to left? All right, let's go left. All right.
There we go.
Get him. 770 damage. Put a shot into that guy. Boom. Over here real quickly. Oh. Down. Bam. All right. So they've got a pretty decent sized force there at our base. We'll see if we can come up behind there, and you can get out into the water and perhaps use your special ability, and we'll see if we can snipe them from far. So I'll move up. I'll be the main target, but you can sort of sit back and blink away at them. Try to use my frontal armor here to block some of those shots. Right here. All right. Take the brunt of this. 8-7. We've now swung ourselves into the lead. BMP Terminator is really low. 258. 1,000. All right. Forget you all speedy.
Yeah, I'm not gonna.
I know, man. I know. You're slow here. All right. Over that ridge. Got 531 outgoing. I took 731. That nasty hit from the MPT-70 just messed me up. 512 damage. I'm gonna use my repair kit though. Fix my engine. I forgot my engine was totally slowing me down. So look at you at 80 kilometers an hour. Sitting here at 39, creeping up to 40 now. Alright. Boom. Oh, pull back. Alright, I'm coming. Nice. 4-5. It's going to be a close match. I'm swinging around here, man. He's not going to know what happened.
Oh, wait.
Sit there. Hey, buddy. Oh, I missed you. Oh, my God. Alright. He's immobilized. Can you get him? Boom. Nice. Thank you. Alright, so we got a T-72A here.
Trying to get a shot on it.
Alright, hit him. 402. Pulling away. Alright, let's see. What are we doing? 4-3. They've got a VFM-5, a T-72A, and an XM-1. Sort of worried about the XM-1. He's got a lot of frontal armor. It's hard to deal with. There, I got the... Nice. Look him out here. Look at me. I'm doing so well here with my Leopard. Oh, my God. My Leo 2AV is mopping up here. We got the XM-1 and the VFM sort of sticking together here. What you doing there, man? 500. Yeah, you're doing it right.
Yeah, it took a few hits, but not
too bad. Oh, whoa! Ooh. He was like cresting that hill there for a second. Did you pop them?
Yeah.
Yeah, nice, man. That was a good shot. All right, so just XM1. What do we got here? Bridge. Cleanup time, man. That was scary for a second. We were down 2 or 3 guys early on. They were making a pretty heavy push, but we managed to do a nice flank there from behind. XM1 doing, he's sitting there. Immobilized him. Good. Oh. Careful there. Make sure he doesn't pop. There. Nice little ammo rack hit there. Guy's getting surrounded. Boom. Awesome there. Nice job, man. So, Lost Islands is one of the harder maps to actually use the TD ability.
And I played a little aggressively.
You played very aggressively there instead of playing the sniper. If we get something like Pipelines or like Ghost Field or anything like that, those are all great maps. You know, a lot of the maps that have those longer corridors are great for sitting there in the back. And
well, we could have gone to the south side of the island, but since we were already close to
Yeah, you were supporting me, so it's cool. I think actually our push in the middle is what won us the game, you know?
That's pretty good.
Definitely think so. We got behind that armor there, which was nice. All right. So since that was a not crushing, but a good victory. 312 damage for you. Nice. You did quite well. I did 2,200 damage. I got 1,200 spotting damage there, and looks like we were in the top 3 of our team. So not bad, man. Not bad at all. Not bad. All right, so let's go ahead and do another quick little giveaway. Again, remember that you have to say something in chat if you guys are just joining us. We'll be giving out an Ice Tank pack, which includes the Object 430, the OF40, the M60A3, T72, and Leopard 2AV. Those are all of the ice vehicles that have the special skin, which if you want to show off a couple of those different skins here really quickly as we get those guys. You know, they come as premium tanks. They aren't more powerful than the normal version of them. They're just fully upgraded and unlocked, and they come with an awesome... Who doesn't want the bear, you know? The bear is so aggressive. Your enemies will be in fear. Pretty awesome, actually.
It's unbearable.
It's unbearable, for sure. Awesome. So, looks like we have a winner. It is Fun's Fun. Am I saying that right? Fun's Fun. Congratulations. You're about to have a lot more fun with your ice vehicles. So, kudos to you, man. Now, while we're in this garage really quickly, let's go ahead and show off a couple of the other quick features that we've done. One of those being the new Battle Hardened feature. So, if we go back to, say, the B1 Centauro, for example, we go to that. If you look... Once you've reached, I believe, Renown status is the middle point. Yeah, if you go to Renown and then you go to your upgrades, you'll notice that there is a new small little icon in the bottom left called Battle Hardened. Battle Hardened is something we've introduced in 0.12. You can kind of think about it as a premium light label, I guess you could say. Basically, it gives you a nice set of upgrades, or boost, I should say, to your progression. It gives you things like rep, 25% to credit gains while playing the vehicle, 25% to crew experience while playing the vehicle, 25% to commander experience, and then 10% to reputation earned. So it's less expensive than buying a premium tank outright, and it's based on the tier of the vehicle. So higher tiers cost more than lower tiers. But essentially, if you like playing a certain vehicle, once you hit that 50% mark, you can unlock that with gold, and then once you've unlocked that, you'll be able to sort of use it as a premium light vehicle and accrue that extra 25% credit gain is actually pretty significant. And it'll also help you, of course, continue to progress on that vehicle since you get the additional reputation bonus as well. And that reputation bonus applies not only to your general reputation, but it also applies to your locked reputation as well. So you get the bonus across the board. Something that's really nice there. So again, congrats to Fun's Fun. And let's really quickly show off the other feature, which is the dossier privacy settings. So this is something that you actually can now look at your friends or anyone that you want to that has their dossier set to public. I'll go ahead and set my dossier to public here really quickly so that Charles here can take a look at mine. But it allows you to sort of show off your stats. Previously, it only you only could see your own stats. But if you have it unlocked, basically, you'll be able to look at other players. So if they have theirs not set to private, you can simply go to their player and right-click on it and then say Show Dossier. So let's go Dossier, public here. You can set it to public, private, and friends only. It's set automatically to private, so you don't have your stats shown automatically. You do have to set it to public or friends only, and then once you do that, someone can go ahead and take a look. So I've gone ahead and set mine to public now. You can say View Dossier, and then boom, you'll be able to see my dossier there. So I have a perfect win-to-win, and this, of course, is my stream account, guys. This is not my live account. So I have not just played 6 games with this account. I've played many more than this. This is simply the one that we're using for the stream because it has all the vehicles unlocked. So yeah, this will allow you to basically see I have like a perfect win, like 50%.
100% in PvE.
Whoa, look at there. 2 games played in PvE on this account. It's awesome. Yeah, so this will just quickly allow you to sort of show off your dossier settings if you're comfortable with doing that. You can see your friends if they've unlocked those as well. And just, if players want to share those stats, they can. If not, it's perfectly fine as well. It'll be private settings. No problem there. So, all right, let's go ahead and get another game here going. You're going to be in the B1 again?
Yes.
Awesome there. I'll go ahead and this time, what do I want to opt for? I will opt for a tier 5. I'm going to go with the M60A3 here. I'm enjoying my M60A3, so I'll go with this one here. And set the settings down. There we go. So good there, good there. All right, let's go ahead and ready up and we'll join our PvP match here. Oh yeah, I gotta give you your paper back. Here you go. And we'll get into this match. All right. hopefully get a map that's more wide open so we can show off that ability more here. In the meantime, we can just enjoy this nice Christmas music we got here going in the background, and get our match here going. Hopefully, maybe we'll see some of you in the game as well. How many people do we have on the stream right now? 269. Ah, nice. 269. Hey guys, how's it going? All 269 of you. Glad to have you guys with us here today. We want to try to make this a regular thing. We want to try sort of every time we have a major patch going out, we want to have one of these dev streams so that we can, you know, sort of talk to you guys about what our intentions were for these changes, talk to you guys about what we want to do for the future, as well as, you know, what we're aware of that you guys are giving us feedback on. It's just a way for us to, you know, outreach to you guys more than just on the forums or in our official posts. So I hope you guys like this. I hope you guys are enjoying the stream so far. We'll definitely be doing more of these in the future as well. All right, let's just load up here. Go off my. So you like the B1 Centauro? Is that your what's your?
Well, mostly on live. I've been going through light tanks, AFEs, and tank destroyers.
Nice. Enjoying those?
Yes. Light tanks, I have a blast playing right now. I like being able to play a little bit aggressively and then flank people and then die a glorious death. So.
It's always, you know, die in the name of glorious death is good there, man. No problem there. So I heard that people want to know if there's going to be a Q&A. There is going to be a Q&A. That is going to be towards the latter part of the stream. So you guys are going to stay tuned for that. We'll have Rich Taylor, the game director, on here for that, and we'll be able to answer a lot of your questions that you guys left in the forum. We've got a pretty good amount of questions that I've sort of accrued here over time. I think that sort of touch on a lot of the subjects I know you guys want to know about. Balance changes, upcoming features, all that kind of stuff. We're definitely going to be touching on those things, so look forward to that. So this will be the... What time is it here? Yeah, so this will be the last PvP match, and then we're going to jump into some PvE with our major PvE designer, or sorry, I'd say lead PvE designer. His name's Tyson. We go in with that. Hey, devs. We'll go ahead and say hi to these guys. Hey, people in the game with us here. So we're on Port Storm, and Port Storm actually has a pretty good open areas for TDs to use their ability. You know, we've got some more flat plains. I'm gonna go ahead and head into the city here. You can sort of like
I'm
stick
gonna
to the side.
Hang back in the 1 and 2 lines. Let some people do some spotting for me. I'll try to take some shots.
Yeah, we've got 3 VFMs, an RDF, a Terminator. What do they've got? They've got some Leo, 2 AVs, 2 MPT-70s. So they've got some. They've got quite a few Leos there. Probably those are the ice variants of them. Yeah, they're the ice variants for sure. We're gonna see a lot of ice tanks here on this desert map, which is pretty awesome. I'll go ahead and move over here, mosey my way into the port area of the map.
Popular Hill.
Yeah.
We can head over to the 3 and 4 line a little bit.
Oh, we got a Terminator back there, experimental tank on top.
Yeah, no upgrades except for smoke grenades. Right.
Expeditionary tank there, sitting up there pretty. Got a Typhoon there in the back. So on the left-hand side, they've got 2 or 3 with just the VFM. I want to support them just
I'm gonna head over on their 1 so I can help.
All right. I'm moseying up here. We've got them sort of contained into their main sort of port area here. We're moving up slowly but surely. MBT-70 is coming up as well. Been spotted here. Oh, hey, buddy. Oh. Traded some shots there, but took 454 from MBT-70. Man, that was a nasty shot there. Ended up taking some to my turret ring. See what we can do here. Good man. Oh. 15 to 15 spotted a Leo. There we go. Nice little hit there to the front of the MT-70. See anything from your spot over there?
Not
quiet?
Right now.
Too quiet?
They're hiding behind the train.
I'm getting some nice hits on this MT-70 here. I'm just plinking away at him. He's already smoked himself. Oh. I broke my turret ring. Oh, I got him though. Cool. Turret ring's down for a second. I got to pull back here. I'm at 683 HP. Here really quickly. How's it going over there for you, man?
Hey, nice kill.
Nice, thank you. Hey, I got the first kill on the team. Look at that. Man, oh man.
That's pretty quiet over here. Looks like we're just holding the line. They're pushing up slightly.
If you can move up there just a bit.
Yeah, gonna move up, but then might need to play aggressive.
So do you have any idea of any like changes that you think you would like to make to the TD suppression ability yet, or?
I have a lot of ideas.
You have a lot of ideas.
Yes, but it all, I mean, a lot of it will be based off of how we see things performing, and all this feedback we see from the players as they use the ability as well.
Cool. Awesome there. We know, I will say, guys, I know you think that, you know, the MBTs are certainly, they exert their dominance, we'll say, in the game. So we definitely want to, you know, make the other classes feel like they're able to use their abilities and use their sort of class specialties more to gain their own upper advantages. So we're definitely looking to ways where we can address that. 14 to 10, we're starting to pull ahead here just a bit. Let's see here. We're playing on the NA server, by the way, guys, if you guys want to know which one we're playing on. We do sometimes, I know my.com has, ooh, back that guy, nice. My.com does also stream on both North America and EU, so other streams are always happening for a, oh, I took a nasty shot there, down to 274 HP. So we do stream both on NA and EU, depending on who is streaming at that time. I'm really low now, man. I had that early good game and turned away for a second and took this brutal shot there from Stingray. Let's see if I can try to skirt. Oh, expeditionary tank, so low. I didn't have my heat ammo right there, so do maximum amounts of damage. I got him. Cool. And I am just doing decently here. 2,000 damage so far, not bad.
Hey, I got a shot off that actually did something.
Foxes. Nice. Missed that fox there. Fox is on the move.
Yeah, we've got him out.
Nice. Yeah. We've got this now, guys. We've got this.
Now it's time to take break.
Did you get a chance to use your ability quite yet?
Not so much. There was a lot of hiding involved.
A lot of hiding. Tactical hiding, you know.
Yes.
It works
Strategic.
there. Strategic for
very.
sure. All right. Fox is still in the move. I'm up to 3 kills now, man. I'm having a beast of a game here. Let's see if I can get this. Oh, Fox, I was hoping for 4. Nice, nice, nice. So there we go. Ended up pulling out there. Dealing some, man, we just crushed 12 to 0. It was a good game there.
Yeah, I think I did amazing with my 47 damage.
Is that all you did? Spectacular.
Might have been 48 if I'm lucky, rounding, but
Right? Oh yeah, okay. Of course, rounding up. Of course, you know, gotta be nice there. Well, I appreciate you, Charles, coming in to show us off the new TD ability as well as the camo changes there. Hopefully, players like some of those changes, and we'll continue to iterate on them based on your feedback there. Well, how'd you? Woo! 47 damage. You got a kill with that 47 damage, though. That's
right,
all that
though.
matters here. Let's look at me. How did I do here? 2,651 damage with 3 kills. Nice. I'm actually was 4th on the team, considering. Not too bad there. It was a really strong game there. They just sort of fell apart on the right-hand side just pretty early there. Staples there with his 1 kill and 47 damage.
you know, just holding the line, making
Just hold-
sure.
They were scared of you. They didn't want to push up. You know.
I don't know if they were scared of me or the other guys. But
Yeah, you were there with the TD suppression ability. You were poised and ready. You were ready to pounce on them. So appreciate you coming on the stream, guys, and we'll definitely have them in the future for other streams when we talk about other abilities and new changes up to come. What else besides the TD and the camo have you been working on for? Just so you guys, the players know exactly.
Well, the artillery rework was a big one. All the class mechanics, class abilities, the camouflage that's coming up. So there's a lot of stuff that we've touched on, which is pretty fun for guys.
Yeah, awesome. Well, I really appreciate it. Thanks for coming. Stay tuned for more trials in future streams. at this point, we're going to do some little swapperoos here, and this is also a good point as we do this to go ahead and give out another ice tank pack. So go ahead and make sure that you say something in the chat if you haven't already. We'll get that new set of ice tanks to give out. At this point, we'll be swapping over here. I'm going to be moving to the right-hand side here, and we're going to be inviting Tyson. Hey, Tyson. How's it coming? How's it going, rather? Not coming. Everybody meet Tyson. How's it going? Tyson is one of our lead PvE designers. He's responsible also for doing a lot of the maps, so he helps design a lot of the maps and do map balance there. I want to really quickly here just swap over to a different account here. I'm going to swap this really quickly back to, there we go. Swap here so you can see us while I do this real quickly. Switch to a different account. I can see everybody really saying stuff in chat. Nice. Awesome to see that. Swap here. Hope you guys like the Christmas tree and the Armor Warfare. Oh, by the way, this thing right here, this is a tank shell. Pretty massive. I'll show you guys really quickly on the stream so you guys see this. Look at this thing. This thing is really heavy too. This is the shell of a tank shell. So just to give you guys a sense of scale, these are what you're lobbing across, or this is the shell of what you're lobbing across the map on these things here. Pretty massive. We'll hopefully get
Abrams.
That's from an Abrams?
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, we've got some veteran tank drivers that work for us. One of our programmers, Anthony Davis, was an M1A1 Abrams driver. So got several of those guys here. I'm going to go ahead and jump in the game. We come in here. So Tyson is here to talk about a lot of the PvE changes that we introduced in 0.12. We added a lot of changes to how the system works to make it more dynamic, so they didn't spawn on top of you and come from certain predefined areas on the map. Tyson, do you want to really quickly, as I jump in here, sort of talk a little bit about like the goal of these changes, really what you wanted to do?
So sure, a big part of changing the way the encounter system works was to, number one, reduce the predictability of the maps. Obviously, you guys have got to the point where a lot of people have memorized where people are spawning from and things like that. The other kind of goal of it, as you've noticed, a lot of the guys spawn sort of off the map and then come into the play space. A big reason for doing this is we wanted to reduce the amount of times that you get, cloned on top of by a whole mob of tanks because it's just unfair for players. Want to focus on making the game challenging in other ways. And then we've also done sort of a pass on how AI react to stimulus and how they choose targets, stuff in the world. You guys have probably noticed earlier on a big problem that was happening is it felt like AI were targeting you by the time you came spotted. Not necessarily that they were, but it's there's a delay between when you notice you get spotted and things like that. And then the AI had like a very instantaneous reaction time to the thing. Plus they don't have to like move the mouse and juggle around to find you on the screen. So some of the stuff we've done is now we take into account like the tank's orientation to you when they perceive you. So if they're facing away from you, it takes them longer to react. If they're engaged with another player, it's going to take them longer to react to you shooting them or you getting spotted on the screen. And a lot of this stuff is just to kind of simulate how players kind of perceive the feedback in the game and then react to it, and try and make AI kind of play by the same rules. For cases that felt very unfair before, we want to eliminate those and make AI play by similar rule sets as the player, and make it come down to the same kind of tactics that work in 4P. Some other things we've done, because a lot of the PvE maps are smaller, there was a modifier to people's vision range, and it was a linear modifier. The problem with that is tanks like light tanks, AFVs, and stuff like that had part of their big benefit is a longer spotting range, and with the linear modifier, their benefit was getting reduced in PvE. So we've taken it on AFVs, light tanks, TDs, and things like that should have a better advantage to spotting range in PvE than what they had before. So I guess general goals is make it make it more fair for the player. Also, we want to make it more challenging and replayable, for players.
Awesome.
They're playing through the same content quite often, so we want to pick it up every time we play a little bit. So
Saying that players were saying that they couldn't hear you quite as much.
couldn't hear me quite as much.
Yeah, so have to enunciate, talk from
Enunciate.
the bottom of the lungs, kind of bring up the diaphragm just a bit.
I'll start yelling if you want.
Yeah, all right, we can do that. Get into
Sorry about
it.
that, guys.
All right, no worries there. We've got we've got a lot of changes to the PvE system to make it more dynamic. Sort of remove, as Tyson was saying, some of the unfairness of where they would spawn and stuff like that, and make it feel a little bit more like real in the sense that they would come from different areas on the map and whatnot. These are not all the PvE changes I know that we want to make. I think there's more to come. This was just sort of like a big bulk of the initial sort of like dynamic system that we wanted to introduce there, if you will. Let's go ahead. I added you as a friend there, I believe, on my Smokify account here. I'll go ahead and invite you there, Christensen. Yeah, I got you here. Invite you to platoon. So we're gonna do a couple of different PvE maps. There was also 3 new PvE maps that we enabled: Starry Night, Hydra, and what was the last one here I had? Let's see, Starry Night, Hydra, and I don't have that last one here. But yeah, there was three new maps that we've enabled now for players to try out, and then I believe we're also looking to make it a little bit quicker, so you get different matches faster, basically, or different maps rather faster. And I invited you, so whenever you get a chance, just go ahead and accept that invite there. There it is. Awesome. So I'm gonna be rocking the OF40. Oh, you're gonna go with Stingray. Oh.
Well, I'll jump down.
Yeah, we'll start and do a medium first. We'll do a medium game, and then
I'll play my Sheridan.
Awesome. So actually, if you're gonna do a Sheridan, I was hoping that maybe we could do an AFV or something like that. We can do that
next. That's a light
game.
tank. You want me to do an AFV?
No, light tank is fine actually. That's cool. So you got your Sheridan there. I got my OF40 ice. Go ahead and get my ammo all set up here really quickly on this guy, and use out my repair kit, so I have that to go with me. Let's see here. So other changes that we have in there, we have different tanks, of course, spawning on the maps now, so there's a little bit more variance, I believe. We also have tanks shoot different rounds now.
Yeah, there are cases where tanks will shoot HE. Tanks that didn't before. Before, only tanks that had the default ammo as HE. It's a little bit controversial, but moving forward, we want to switch to more dynamic system where they try and pick the best round for the scenario they're in. And then we can modify that by difficulty level.
Cool.
So going back to some of the reaction time stuff that we talked about earlier, that is modified by difficulty level. So on harder, AI are going to react to situations quicker.
Yeah, they acquire targets faster, and believe they incorporate better tactics. I know eventually we wanted to introduce to have the AI use a lot of the tactics that players use, flanking, going for weak spots more. Is that already in? Do we have the weak spots?
The weak spot targeting is getting tested internally, but
right.
That should vary up stuff. It'll also make more opportunities for them to miss you because they're shooting at smaller parts more often.
Cool. All right, so we got our Operation Umbrella here, and we'll just load in here really quickly here. Oh, we got our winner. So we got 20 seconds here. Before we actually get into this, I just want to really quickly say congrats to Ortanoth. Ortanoth, you have won another pack, or not another, but you have won the pack of ice tanks. So congrats to you, man. You'll be getting a key there. I'll go ahead and toss on my headphones as well. So congrats, man. You've got yourself a nice set of ice tanks there to enjoy. You'll just see that added to your Twitch PM box fairly soon. So congrats, man. All right, so coming out here. So we got ourselves the Sheridan, the OF40, M109, and M60, and then the Panzer 57. Nice.
Bagel Panzer.
Bagel Panzer. Yeah. All right. So you're going that way. I'll just go ahead and follow you real quickly here. We're going to go down to the south and sort of make our way around. We got 6 minutes to just destroy the supply trucks. So secondary objectives are very important in PvE. They are the second most important in terms of getting credits and reputation. So of course, you know, completing your primary objective is the primary thing that you want to be doing. But secondly, let's see this guy. There we go. Nice hitting those back. Secondly, though, you definitely want to be completing those secondaries if you want to get the most out of your credits and your reputation. Things like damage and kills are not quite as important as they are, say, in PvP. So it's more about the cooperative aspect, and we want to continue to elaborate and expand on that to, you know, make rewards and everything more lucrative for that cooperative experience. We know that we have seen sort of players say that they want to see more rewards come out of PvE, you know, more credits especially, and we do hear them definitely. So I want to just reiterate that we are evaluating that right now. I'll be making some changes to especially how premium vehicles and premium accounts get credits due to the boosts. Oh man, I'm getting
Might want to pull back a little bit.
I'm pulling up here. Got ourselves a starship back there. Scorpions coming around the corner here. Me being in a in OF40, I'm sort of like a secondary line MBT, so I don't have quite the armor as some of the other MBTs do. Scorpion's coming up here to the side. I'll see if I can get to the side. How you doing back there, man?
Hanging back, actually.
I'm taking that side, all right. That guy here. Oh, Artie's coming in. Missed me. Oh, oh. Got
As a
her
light tank, you have to be a little more conservative at first.
Yeah, yeah. See if I can pull back here really quickly and help my M60 ally here take out the Scorpion. Nice. Got it there. M109 is moving up slowly. Do we want to talk about what we want to do for artillery, making it a little bit better for artillery players who want to play in PvE?
So along the same lines as the reaction times, they also have a similar set of rules they play by with counter battery. So as long as you move between shots, there could be quite a long delay between them finding you on the screen. Just simulating, you know, players have to look at the ping and then identify the player in the world. So we gave a similar timer for AI. And then if you stay in the same spot and keep shooting, their reaction time is obviously going to get shorter like a normal player would. But
I think I'm gonna have to
give
use
you a
my
chance to move around the map a little more. Coming around this side.
And I think we've been making some, correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe we've been making some changes to the PvE maps just to make them a little bit more approachable by player SPGs, you know, in terms of like where you can fire from and...
Not all the way through those changes, but that's something.
Identify target.
Fix myself here.
Making it more viable.
Sure. Alright, there. That guy here. Chieftain here is just barely staying alive. There we go. Alright, I think we can finally move up here. I've been whittled down quite low here.
I'm gonna go after some secondary objectives.
Yeah, see if you can find that SPG out there too. He's been hammering me this whole game.
Yeah, I see where the got an M109 firing on.
Nice. Up here.
Out up behind me. Take him out before I go.
Okay. Do your thing, that little weasel. We're capturing the base right now. And he's laying into you.
Yeah, they can be tricky on bouncing a lot of shots.
Nice, man. Got the consumable there. Fill yourself up just a bit.
Yeah, the long reload times.
Yeah, it kind of screws you there, especially with the
themselves.
fast firing. All right, got a Bengal Panzer here coming from the right. Got him. See if you can find that that Artie somewhere out there. He's really got it out for me, man.
Yeah.
I think I've gotten hit by that Artie like 4 or 5 times. Oh, see here.
Okay, I got him lit up, so.
Nice.
Oh,
All right.
another Dago coming in.
Yeah, I got him. Got him there.
Go after and get the last second.
All right.
Too late.
Oh.
Better go. Got it. Good work.
Nice. So we missed the secondary objective there,
Yep.
but we got the primary, so it's good. I'm down
Someone
for that.
captured too early.
Yeah, oh yeah, we did cap too early for that last one.
Yeah.
Sorry about
Okay.
that, man.
Oh,
Good.
Michael.
I know,
That's
right?
okay.
Like, God, doing the objectives. Ugh.
It'll be okay.
All right, so we got that down. We've given out now how many? We've given out 3 packs. So let's go ahead and give out another pack here for the 4th one, and we'll leave the last one to the very end of the stream, guys, after the Q&A session there. Let's go ahead and we'll ratchet up the difficulty just a bit here.
Okay.
Let's go for tier 6, I would say. What do I want to do? Tier 6 or... You've got 6s, right? Yeah, you've got 6 on there.
Oh yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna opt for my XM1 here. Oh, my XM1 doesn't have any upgrades, but bullseye going here. Nice, nice, nice. So we're doing another giveaway right now. Make sure you say something in the chat so you get eligible for that. And change my... What's that? All right. Confirm this. And then go ahead and toss in a retrofit here. I'm going to go with my reinforced hull. Grab my consumable here for good measure. All right, so we're ready. You ready? Good. Awesome. Good to go. All right, so we're going to be doing a hard mission now. So we had a little tricky. Well, it was a little hard there with the medium.
Starry Night.
Yeah, hopefully it's Starry Night. Yeah, it's Starry Night. So Starry Night's one of the new maps that we introduced in 0.12. So we'll be getting that going. Now, I wanted to ask you, since we're in the stream, and it's always good to sort of, if we can, leak or preview or talk a little bit teasingly about future stuff. Players have been asking for things like PvE bosses and stuff like that. Can you share a little bit about our plans for that?
There is a boss we are currently working on in the prototype phase. Pretty much all I can talk about at this.
All right.
There will be more to come on that soon, but
nice. It's not just like another vehicle, right? It's not just like a...
Other things we're working on is more of a campaign system for people. So,
nice.
Longer term goals for players that last over a certain duration of time, unlock more things, add more along the way, and more interesting settings for them.
Cool.
More motivations for them to play. So.
Yeah, so campaign system, having it more than just like individual missions, having them sort of like a storyline or some sort of like longer sort of, progression through the PvE. So, all hail Kevin, our Lord and Savior, Wondorf says. So we got ourselves a Kevin member here. We got one of the players in here talking about one of our producers, Kevin, who coincidentally is in the room with us right now. So I'm sure he's flattered to hear such kind words about himself. So we go in here. I wanted to see if I can come through here. There we go. So we need to defend the city center and destroy the oil trucks. You're going with, what are you playing right now? You're playing the Bagel?
Stingray.
Oh, the Stingray. Okay.
I typically play light tanks, so didn't want to switch it up.
Gotcha.
Look like a fool in front of players.
Oh, players are always better than devs, right? Isn't that how it is? Like they always end up being better than anything just because of all the time they can put into it. Let's see here. We do got some pretty professional dev members here playing. I wanted to quickly say congrats to Amiibozoa. He is our next winner. So Amiibozoa, thanks, man. You have now won yourself a... Oh, I hit my own teammate, but it's cool. Thanks, man. It's totally just ran in front of me. Take out this weasel. Critical track damage. Amiibozoa there. You got yourself. Use my frontal armor here to my advantage. Damage this guy. There we go. Rammed you for 112. Nice. Got ourselves a Bromka coming in here. Hey, buddy. I'm totally doing Ichi right now. Okay. That's really nice. Got a T-72 coming in as well. Let's see if I can deal with this Rumka first.
On my flank, I go back out of here.
Oh, where are you at? Oh! I'll see if I can draw their fire here from the front. Come on, man.
Get out of there.
What do you got? Push this guy out of the cap circle.
I
So-
said they were coming in from my right.
Oh
I
yeah?
was looking left, so
I got these guys right here.
come back around. Or
Stingray's in
turning.
the circle now.
Yeah.
How's it going on your side? Oh, we lost our Centauro.
Yeah.
Dang it, it was an early loss there. All right, well, we got the thing. We can move up now. Do you want to grab that secondary objective as the oil truck as we continue up?
Yeah. I'll take it out.
All right, man. Thank you. Keep going here.
Get it now. Oh, watch out though.
Got some spawns over there. Do you need some help
Typically
over there?
guys guarding these things, so
All right, I'll come over there.
that should be good to get it real quick. Gotta put my around the corner.
All right. Go real fast. Move up here.
Probably need to get to the.
Yeah,
location.
I'm moving up there. We got 2 minutes.
All right, got the objective.
Okay,
Probably
cool.
need to move in. So.
And that Palmaria he's been moving this whole game. Way up there.
That's another thing we've done for some of the maps. Artillery will spawn actually away from the players at start. So this guy will spawn up on the hill where you can actually do some damage
Yeah.
for us rather than being stuck right in the middle of the city.
Nice.
So we want to give them a chance right off the bat to contribute to the team. So.
Oh, we got ourselves a mini boss now. The M1 lieutenant's moving up here. Hopefully our Palmaria can take out the enemy already. He fired on me a couple shots there.
Yeah, they'll typically be some up on the hills. And
Lost my track here for a second. See if I can deal with this thunderbolt really fast. I'm getting. Oh man, I'm getting wrecked right now.
they need a back.
Hey, I need.
Kill that. Good luck for it.
There, thank you.
There you go.
Backing out here just a bit. There's an enemy stingray that's out of my view range. I can't see him.
Get up here. There we go. BFM.
Yeah, yeah. There's a stingray too somewhere. There he is. There's a Bradley as well. I gotta take out this lieutenant.
Yeah.
See if I can get his ammo rack there. The MP2. Coming in.
Yeah.
600 left on the
Gotta get unspotted real quick.
All right.
Don't have a lot of room to take hits. This thing.
16 health left on that guy. All right. Palmaria took him out. Good. All right, moving back up. Focusing. Oh, we lost Kevin.
Okay.
Wondorf down. All right. Oh, we're gonna lose that last. We're not gonna get that last objective.
Yeah.
The
I'm
oil
just gonna
truck.
let it go at this point. 'Cause
Yeah, we gotta really sort of try to salvage the middle here. 2 players down makes it really hard to get that objective.
Okay, we made it past that zone, but we've got to get up to the.
Yeah, I'm still dealing with the stingray here. Try to draw the stingray's fire.
All right, I got that Terminator out of it.
Terminator, okay. All right,
Could be a-
moving up, trying to get the.
I don't know. I have to play it super conservative too.
Yeah, you're really low. All right, I'll try to draw their fire here. I gotta make sure that I'm going from the front. Man, holy crap! Look at the front of my vehicle, man. Like Swiss
All right.
cheese.
I'm gonna get up here and see if I can light up that stingray.
All right, sounds good. Watch some
Harvey
pumpkin.
should be able to help, but we need to move to
Yeah, I'm moving.
get in and at least light up the guys in the cat. For
Hopefully
Army.
the Palmaria can rain down some destruction on the point. 15 seconds. Hopefully I can get there fast enough. Missed it. On Palmaria, 6 seconds here.
Okay. He
All right, he reset it.
he made a good shot to reset.
All right, I'm in.
But I'm
I'm
gonna
in.
get up.
There's a challenger though to my left. I'm not getting a good.
Okay, I'm coming in.
I can keep
Behind
resetting, but they're sort of flanking me now. Oh man!
Dead.
I was hoping I could pull back, but I got tracked at the last second.
So I think at this point, my only strategy will be to
The spot for the Palmaria.
spot for the Palmaria, and he's doing a pretty good job. But need to get the
Oh,
shit.
run, man. Run. Oh! We didn't get it, man. We lost that last objective.
Yeah,
Good try for sure.
yeah,
It was a nice try. Nice try.
yeah.
Ah, well, so that shows you a little bit of the scaling difficulty between medium and hard. It certainly gets a lot more difficult. You have different tanks that spawn in hard versus in medium, and they get better in skill. It's not just more tanks and more HP. They actually have like more skill to them as well.
Yeah, they react a lot better.
Yeah.
Coordinate a little bit more.
I know some players really quickly were talking about wondering to know when insane mode was coming. I believe insane mode is still in internal testing. We want to balance that out a little bit more.
It still will show up like on PTS type scenarios. But we're not completely satisfied with the balance of hard mode and the reward payout. We're still working on reward scheme stuff and things like that. So a big reason why we haven't turned it on is we're not completely done with the other modes, and turning on another mode we have to support just makes it harder to dig through. So.
Okay, so it will come, guys. We are, just working on it gradually. We want to make sure that we have these modes polished up before we deliver them to you. But definitely, PvE is still a work in progress. Still continually making it better with each and every patch. We really want to say thank you, Tyson. You've been really.
You want me to log off here?
Yeah, no, it's actually fine. I think we're done right now with the gameplay part of it. We're actually gonna get ready to start the Q&A session with Rich Taylor. So we have one last ice pack to give out, right? We're gonna give out that last ice pack at the very end of the stream, guys, after the Q&A. So make sure to stick around for after that. At this point, I'm gonna go ahead and invite Rich Taylor to join me here for the last portion of our stream. Hey, Rich. Thanks for joining us here.
Oh, absolutely. Happy to be here.
Yeah, glad to have you. So Rich here, for those of you who don't know, he's the game director here on Arma Warfare. He's been with the team for pretty much almost since the beginning.
Yeah, since the beginning.
Yeah. So it's been quite a long time. And Rich, there's been a lot of questions that we've been able to collect from the community that we wanted to sort of talk about and
Looking
sort
forward
of
to
voice these. So I'll go ahead and start off with some of the bigger questions I think players want to hear about. So let's see here. Let's go with so many to choose from. You guys were offering such good questions here that I couldn't really choose which one, so I just wrote down a bunch of them.
See how many we can get through then.
Yeah, so let's start off with one here. Currently, protection. This comes from Shaky. He says currently protection retrofits only increase vehicle and module HP. Will we get any that increase actual armor thickness or modifiers?
Or like the coefficients.
Yeah.
Tentatively, no. We are going to be looking at some other protection upgrades to apply to the vehicles, but the armor thickness and the materials are really a product of the armor upgrade on the vehicle itself, which really isn't the kind of area that retrofits were designed to modify.
Gotcha. Awesome. So right now, no, but we are planning to add more retrofits specifically, which will add different types of gameplay. Here's one from Glorious Leader. He says, why can my T90 MS two-shot a Terminator 2, but his autocannons and missiles have a hard time penetrating me? Why drive anything else other than an MBT currently?
Yeah, that's a good question. So certainly, I mean, those are both Tier 9 vehicles, and I think that's where probably the issue is most apparent. There's a lot of balance work that we need to get done on the high-tier vehicles. Our MBTs certainly seem to have all the advantages right now at that tier. Part of that is a bug. One of the bugs that actually should be addressed in the .12 update is that ERA prior to .12 has been a lot more effective against AP than it's intended to. So you look at like that T90 MS with the ERA all over the front of it. It would generally make vehicles with the ERA immune to autocannons anywhere where the ERA panels were, which was not the intent of the system. So that fix should be getting in there, so autocannons can at least get through those ERA panels or destroy them, so that other shots can get through afterwards. But that's not the only balance that needs to be done on those Tier 9 vehicles. That tier especially, is something that we're taking a look at a lot of the telemetry that's coming in now that they're out there, and players can definitely expect to see some adjustments in those.
Right. And that goes for the other classes too, LTs, TDs. You know, in terms of MBTs being super strong versus the other classes, that's something that we definitely have taken note of, and you guys' feedback has been super critical in helping drive that discussion and those changes. So while we can't get all of them in each patch, we certainly want to address them in the long run. We want to bring everybody around to the same sort of level of effectiveness, if you will, in their roles. So that's something that we'll definitely be addressing more in 2016.
Absolutely. It's one of the high priorities for early 2016.
Yeah, it's a really high priority. Here's another one here. This is from Crimson Shadow. Any chance that PvE credits might actually get decent enough for PvE players? Like being able to grind and unlock and buy modules tanks at later tiers, essentially.
Yeah, so PvE economy is something that we're doing a lot of math and number crunching on. It is something that we're iterating on. I mean, there's actually been changes to PvE credit income almost every single patch as we're trying to dial it in. One of the biggest challenges we have right now is the disparity between how PvP is rewarded and PvE is rewarded. With PvP, you have these certain net costs that are going to be part of every match, and they're going to come out of your total profit, which that also means we give you larger gross. The problem that causes is once we start applying bonuses like premium time or premium vehicle bonuses and things like that, or boosts, the PvP income benefits a lot stronger from that than PvE, and that really isn't the intent. We have discussed potentially changing it so that PvE actually has different bonus modifiers for those type of things. Mm-hmm. But that's not the only direction on the table. We're also taking a look at maybe making PvE and PvP have more similar economic model, more similar model with having a high gross, but then certain consistent net losses, so that your performance has a bigger impact on. A great performance means a bigger reward, average performance, average reward and things like that. Definitely another one of our high priorities for early 2016. Our designers we've been discussing it almost every day as we explore different options for that. The goal has, as we've stated since the very beginning of the project, is for PvE to be a fully supported mode that's competitive with PvP. We just have to be careful to make it not outshadow PvP in terms of the reliability of the rewards. That's also kind of one of the tricky things with PvE is once players get really good at those maps, the rewards they get from PvE can be a little bit more guaranteed than they get out of PvP. So we sort of have to balance things with the understanding that in PvP you're really losing maybe 50% or so of your matches, and that kind of requires that, well, then when you win, that reward has to be bigger because it's making up for the smaller rewards from lost matches. Win rates in PvE are a lot higher than that. So this is another one of those variables that we're having to factor in as we try to work that out. But it is our goal, and it is something players can expect to see continued changes until we hit that mark.
One thing that I really wanted to quickly ask you, because I see this posted on the forums all the time, is it intended that, or do we want players to just, have PvE for reputation and PvP for credits? Because right now,
not really. That actually was kind of an idea put forward at one time. It's like, well, what if the balance between the modes is one's better for one currency and one's better for another? Really, the important thing though is that players play the mode they enjoy. So kind of making that artificial system where, well, we force you to this one to make progress this way, and then this one to make the other progress to match it, never really lined up with our goals. So we haven't actually pursued that. Sometimes based upon the math, that can be the case, but that's usually just an area where we need to improve it.
Gotcha. Here's another question. This is from Epic Bobs. He was talking about, what is your long-term vision for Tier 6 through 9 gameplay?
It's a big question. Okay. The gameplay does take a shift at kind of Tier 6 and on up, because that really gets us into the modern vehicles where a lot of the heavy armor starts to come into play. While armored vehicles do exist in the lower tiers, it doesn't have that same level of invulnerability that you start to find beginning around Tier 6 and going up from there. So that presents an interesting challenge with how we balance those vehicles and how we approach it. We're actually discussing the need for potential additional mechanics. One of the things about those Tier 6 and up vehicles is they are more modern, which means that we have more leeway to explore more modern technology to add to the mechanics. And I think players can start to expect increased depth in those tiers. By the time someone gets to Tier 6, they're pretty experienced with the game. They know the basics, they know the match mechanics and everything. So there's room for us as developers to ratchet it up a little bit, come those high tiers, so that the gameplay gets a little bit more complex. Not to the point of being confusing or anything, but it's just like now there's more depth and strategy that you can apply in terms of the moment-to-moment decisions you're making in a match. We definitely want the tier 9 content, tier 6 through 9 content to be balanced, like our lower tier content is, where all the classes have a strong, important role. And we may find that as we continue to iterate on it and add to the mechanics, that the classes may even start to be more flexible in what roles they can adopt, because again, that modern technology is a lot about kind of adaptability and flexibility on the battlefield. So there's definitely a lot coming in 2016 for those high tier vehicles, and even as recently as this last week, we've started talking about some new interesting mechanics that we think will be some game changers that we'd like to introduce.
Yeah, we have some pretty cool ideas for mechanics for high tier. I just have to say we can't really talk about them too much right now, but I definitely will say that a lot of the ideas that we've had have come directly from suggestions and from feedback that you guys have left us. So I really think once we get into 2016 and we start to really iterate on these ideas, you'll find that the gameplay really starts to evolve into a lot more of like you said, in-depth gameplay from 6 to 9. So you definitely see that. By the way, so we are also recording all of the questions that you guys are presenting us, both in the forums and in these Q&As, so that we can use this in the future as well to sort of drive some of the changes that we're going to be making. So Definitely, these questions are really important, not only for the stream, but also for understanding what you guys really find as important and want to see in the gameplay in the future as well. This comes from Scythe Knight. He says, do we have any plans to give tank destroyers their real-life gun depression and elevation? For example, the LAV 600 only has 3 degrees of gun depression in game, when it should have like 7.5 depression.
Yeah, the answer to that is yes. Definitely those. In fact, actually, the intent really is that a lot of those tank destroyers with the very high turrets should have some of the best gun depression in the game, and in some cases that isn't the case right now. Sometimes we're currently blocked by the model of the vehicle. There's potential inaccuracies in either the positioning or height of the turret, so that if we were to give it its actual gun depression, the cannon would clip down into the hole, which we're trying to avoid. So in those cases, we just need to make corrections to the art. There's also technology that we're working on to give us more control over the different depression at different angles of the turret around the hole. Right now, we're kind of limited on the design side, that we're only really able to kind of define the frontal depression and the rear depression, and everything between that is kind of interpolating between the angles. So that's kind of blocking us from getting the flexibility that we need in order to give those tank destroyers the gun depression that they should have. I would actually even expect that their side depression on some of those vehicles should be really impressive, because when the front they have the hole in the way, but on the side we can even explore greater gun depression for looking over hills and things like that. I think if players had options like that, they'd find some interesting those vehicles that would show up on the matches.
So yeah, you can definitely expect those changes to come. We definitely want to make those. It's just a matter of going through each vehicle individually and addressing those concerns on a vehicle by vehicle basis for sure. Here's one from and if I pronounce your name wrong, I am sorry, but it's
some tough ones.
Yeah, so Combagen, I don't know, something like that. He says, any chance for commanders with more than 5 skills?
Yes, that's actually always been part of the design. The initial batch of commanders that we put out just have those 5 skill levels, but we will be expanding on that. We actually have some pretty significant changes coming to commanders early 2016. A couple of the priorities are expanding the skill selection available to them, giving a little bit more interesting choices between the skills, so that you really have to kind of decide what you're giving up in order to take one advantage over the other. Another change that we'll see more of is commanders built more around different themes. So a commander may have a set of skills that really emphasizes a certain play style more so than the current commanders. Our current commanders were always intended to be sort of early generalists to kind of cover your general use cases. We want to make sure that they're available as a default if you can't find one that really fits the bill for what you're looking for. But going forward, we want to expand that system and really deliver a lot of commanders that emphasize certain unique play styles a lot more.
Awesome. I look forward to that as well. All right, so we've got time for just a couple of more questions here. Will T10 vehicles have a grind/progression after we unlock them, or will they be similar to other tank games, fully upgraded for the most part?
That's a good question. So right now, they do have upgrades. They have an upgrade tree, just like every other vehicle, so they don't come fully upgraded. I would say that's something that's actually almost it would be good to get player input on, like what would players like to see there. The reason we actually did that was because there was some preliminary interest from players in having some room for progression on tier 10s. But whether it's really necessary design-wise, it's kind of up to whatever players would prefer there. So it'd really be interesting to get feedback on that.
Make sure to leave your feedback on that, guys. Definitely going to use that to sort of direct our changes and design decision there. When will we see the rest of the base buildings? Right now, there seems to be some slots missing with base buildings. What's our plans for the base?
Yeah, so major base update is coming. I don't have an exact date on it, but the designs are pretty much moving forward. A lot of the art is actually already complete, but we still need to attach the right progression mechanics. There's actually a lot more coming to the base than simply passive bonuses as well. The base is always intended to have some more interaction involved with it. As soon as those designs are a little further along, then we can start to preview them.
Awesome. Let's see here. Any plans to bring back reduced damage to low armor vehicles from AP shells? This comes from Liar 1983.
Yeah, that's a great question. I want to say yes. We don't have a date on it, but I still think the idea is interesting. The way we implemented it originally by tying it into Overmatch ultimately ended up being more confusing than helpful. It kind of served its purpose in some cases, but the feedback was conflicting and it wasn't really logically connected to the right mechanic. I'd like to get it back in there. The intent has always been providing that trade-off between the fastest, most accurate AP shells versus the higher damage, slower firing, or slower traveling heat or HE shells that are going to hit harder on those light armor vehicles, but are going to be harder to hit with them. I think that's an interesting decision to be made in terms of what ammunition you're firing at those vehicles. So the couple of different ways that could come up, we're still discussing the direction that we could go with it. On one hand, they could come back as a class mechanic, so it's just flat out these shells will do less damage against specific classes. I think that's a very approachable way to address it, and it actually very directly tackles the goal of that mechanic. But the other direction we could go, and again, we're still kind of evaluating which direction we go this, is that we actually create components on the vehicles, internal components that indicate if the shell travels through this more open area of the vehicle, it does less damage because it's going to pass right through and go out the other side. Challenges with that, of course, is that it's a little harder to understand in game because it isn't so obvious as a global class mechanic, but it is also a little bit more accurate and also provides some interesting depth and variation between the vehicles. So there's two possible directions that could go. I would say definitely yes, we will bring it back one way or the other. We just haven't settled 100% what direction that would be.
Awesome, great. And I guess for our final question right now, this is probably a big one that we've seen a lot on the forums, and this is from MC Bobo. He says, can we get any update on the progress in finding a solution to the shot delay problem?
Yeah, so shot delay has been something we've been working on for quite a while. It was for the longest time very difficult to reproduce the problem internally. So it was something where we could only test it on live servers, but then it's very hard to debug on live servers. So trying to figure out where that issue lies. We have made some improvements there. That players should see some improvements to that in the .12 update. That should cut down a lot of cases where it was happening. However, we still think it is probably still present for some players. It's something that our engineers are constantly working at, finding ways to improve the turnaround on that shot, so that no matter what your ping is, the shot response is correlates to how fast your ping is. We also added some options to give players a little bit more flexibility on how the visual effects for their shots are timed, so that if players are finding it a little disorienting to have the shot effects go off and then the projectile flies off a little later, they can actually sync those up in the options. There's a toggle for it, so that everything goes off at the same time. So there may be a delay before it fires, but at least the whole event fires simultaneously, which probably feels a little bit more natural, even though the delay might be a little off-putting. But it's definitely something we're going to keep working on until we get it completely resolved.
Yeah, we definitely feel we agree that it does need to be addressed, and we are looking to address it as quickly as possible. It's just with some of these bugs that you guys have been reporting, they're just trickier to debug than others, as he mentioned, with some of them only appearing on live servers. So it's not that we don't feel that they are important to address. It's just that some of them just take longer to do so. And in game development, we understand that it's never fast enough, but we definitely want to have that change.
We want that bug to go away as much as everyone else.
Yeah, for sure. So we are definitely working on that.
Absolutely.
All right. Well, I think we're actually running out of time now for our stream. We've been streaming now for 90 minutes, which is quite a long stream here. But I really appreciate you coming on for this for these questions, and we'll be doing these more often, of course. Every patch, of course, we'll have one. We'll try to get some in there as well, not for patches, but just for gameplay sessions where we can play with you guys and answer other questions as well. But you can definitely expect to have one of these for each major patch that we'll be doing. Also, let us know how the stream was. I'm really interested to see your feedback on the stream itself, things that you can think we can do better or that you liked about it that you want to see more of. We will be uploading this stream to YouTube as well later on. So if you missed part of the stream, you'll be able to see the full stream in all of its glory on YouTube shortly after the ending of this stream here. So again, thanks guys. We're going to, at this time, really give out our last Ice Tank pack. So if you want to stick around for that, we'll just go ahead. And again, all you have to do is say stuff in chat. If you said something in chat, then you're eligible to win that Ice Tank pack, and it includes all of the vehicles that are currently available with the ice skin in the game. Yeah, it's pretty nice. It's a great package for sure.
Yeah,
and
good set of vehicles.
If you guys want to find out more about the .12 patch or about any of the things we talked about today, whether it be the ice skins or the North American Winter Cup that's scheduled to start tomorrow, be sure to check out all the links on the official news page for armorwarfare.com or aw.my.com rather, and you'll be able to see all those details there and get the full information. Our winner is Jimbo35637. So Jimbo35637, congrats. You have won our last Ice Tank pack for today.
Congratulations.
Really appreciate it. And we'll be giving out more stuff in future streams as well. It won't just be ice packs. We'll give out other things as well. I always want to be giving and rewarding you guys for sticking with us here on the stream. So again, thanks to you guys. Thanks for coming out. I really appreciate it. Thanks for everybody in Twitch chat as well for engaging in the chat. We really appreciate everybody's support. Those of you from Europe who stayed up till 1 a.m. for the stream, really appreciate you guys coming out here as well.
Yes.
Yeah, we really appreciate it, guys. So until next time, we'll see you later. We'll sign off here from Obsidian offices. So
thanks,
see
everyone.
ya.